So what is up, everyone? Today is Tuesday, December 30th. I'll be trading the Nasdaq like I always do. For my bias, honestly, I'm not even too strong on a bias right now. I feel like we're just kind of in a choppy range right here. I feel like I'd love to see one of these sides get taken, maybe react off one of these sides, or maybe like for us to break through one of these sides and keep continuing. I guess overall, if I had to lean one way though, I guess I'd probably say leaning bearish, to be honest. I feel like I'd be a lot more confident in saying that we're leaning bearish if like we were delivering from like some like 4 hour gap or like a 1 hour gap, but we're really not doing that. Good morning, Zam Trades. How are you, bro? Glad to see you here again. Oh yeah, but today is the last day of what 2025. I'll be trading because I'm not trading New Year's Eve. I want to say we're gonna come for London lows if I had to guess, but I need more price action to play out. Oh, and you said FOMC in 16 hours. Yeah, that's honestly probably part of the reason that we're chopping around. Because I feel like the morning before FOMC is usually not the cleanest. You said PM session might be the play today. Yeah, I mean, I usually never trade PM session, but I feel like today, like PM session could be good. Especially too, I feel like the days where AM session is horrible, I feel like PM session really cleans up. And like I could definitely see today being one of those days. Like honestly, when I first sat down, I looked at the hourly chart and I was like, "Oh my god, we're just shopping around here." So in the macro trend, I noticed a downward bias. I mean, yeah, I feel like for the past couple days, I feel like we've been trending down. Honestly, in my opinion, I want to say there's still this little bit of this gap that isn't filled in. This is a new week opening gap. Honestly, I could see us filling in the rest of it. Said, how's it going, mate? I think PM session might be better price action. Yeah, I do agree, to be honest. Yeah, I just don't trade PM session, but I could definitely see PM session being nice today. So ES just took out this 930 low, but NQ failed to do so. So it's not like that means I'm bullish or anything, but I am going to pay attention. Like, let's say if ES decides it wants to start reacting off of that, that'd be something I pay attention to, but I don't think it's going to happen, to be honest. Because higher time frame, we are kind of bearish. Are these equal lows? Well, they're equal lows on MNQ, and they're equal lows on NQ as well. So honestly, even if we start giving me like a clear long signal, I'm really not going to take it for the sheer fact of like there's equal lows down here. So I always look at like where I'd want to put my stop loss, and it's like, are there equal lows nearby? Is there low resistance liquidity nearby? Is there like an unfilled gap nearby? And if any of those are true, I don't take the trade. I think ES is putting in equal lows down here too. My faces might be cutting off. So I mean, the logic behind why I'm paying attention to these equal lows though is like, so when you think about it, like people that trade support and resistance, when they see two like taps into the exact same area and a reaction out of it, they think, oh yeah, this is support, this is resistance. So you gotta think there's a bunch of stop losses there or like orders there, and I feel like price is always drawn to where there's a bunch of orders. But yeah, I mean, we pretty much had no reaction off that 930 low, so we're probably moving bearish. I mean, we closed through this 2-minute gap almost perfectly. It's not something I'm willing to take. But honestly, I could see, I bet, I'm going to look on social media later today, and I might see people taking this, to be honest. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not taking that. Yeah, we swept this high, like inside this 5-minute gap. We're delivering off it. Not the worst trade. Out of curiosity, I wonder if I did take that. I wonder where it would have targeted. Didn't I have London lows marked out? Oh, I'm on NQ, not MNQ. Well, London lows are like right down here. I'd probably just go for a 1-to-1 if I were to have taken that. London lows are closer than I thought, though. Oh, I forgot. I don't think I'm playing music. I totally forgot about that. I knew I was forgetting something. You said I went short here. Honestly, I would say it's not a bad trade, but me personally, I would have went break even at that most recent internal low, to be honest. I mean, this could definitely play out. At least for me personally, though, I would have gotten stopped at break even on this. I forget. Did ES take out London lows? Nah, it has not. So we're probably gonna take out London lows here. I'd be surprised if we don't. Oh, Vizid said, what's up, Tim? What's up, Vizid? How are you, bro? You said almost securing liquidity from London. Yeah, it's so close. So close. I think it's like one tick away. Should I want for a 1 to 2? You know, me personally, if this thing pulls up and leaves these relative equal lows with London, I just want to double check that it doesn't take London here. Like on NQ. Well, London's this low. I'm bugging. Did NQ? I guess NQ must have taken London, but MNQ didn't. So Nasdaq captured liquidity, but the S&P 500 didn't. Is that? Yeah, that's an SMT divergence. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, we took out London low on NQ, just not on MNQ. Interesting. You said, I got out, I'll take it, $40. Honestly, not a bad decision. I feel like once it took London lows and reacted off of it, it's really not a good sign. Like, don't get me wrong, there's a chance it could kind of continue through this, but like, that's really not the reaction you want to see. And to be honest, if let's say we start coming up right now, I honestly might, as long as we can form bullish structure, if we formed like clear bullish structure, I might look for longs. So I only put 3 MNQ contracts on it. Not bad. You said, what's the takeaway from an SMT divergence? Which market do we trust and how? So the way I view it, I feel like there's not necessarily one that I trust more than the other. But I guess like one good example is like, we just spiked through London lows. But so for example, though, like in this case right now, NQ is taking out London lows, but the S&P 500 failed to take out London lows. So you could think like, okay, we pulled back, but like one of them wasn't. It was too strong to be pulled back to London lows. If that makes sense. It's pretty much like it's like okay, NQ is reacting off London lows, and I see both them going up. So I kind of use NQ's logic that we took out London lows. If that makes sense. The thing I hate though, I feel like in this current leg though, there's like no gaps to really take an inverse off of. Yeah, there's literally like no gaps to take an inverse off of. Because we're just chopping so bad. Because honestly, if there was, like let's say if there was like some random like 2-minute here or something, if we closed through it, I would take a long off that. But we're just too choppy. I'd say currently, though, we are reacting off London lows right now. I don't know how long it'll hold for, but... You said Top Step is bugging? I'm going to check. If Top Step's having platform issues again, that's crazy. I think my Top Step looks working fine. What's your problem with Top Step? I mean, mine's working fine. And I know the best way to check if it's working is like, see kind of up here, it says data API connection status. As long as it's green up here, Everything's usually good. So now I'm waiting to see. You said mine's red. And I would say check your internet, but you're watching my stream right now, so it's not like... Yeah, I don't know. I should check I'll check the Discord. Because I feel like whenever Top Step has platform issues, their Discord goes crazy. It's kind of funny to watch sometimes. Where is the Top Step Discord? I'm not really seeing anything in there. It says the lag at opening. Oh, I guess it lagged at opening. Someone's saying. Did Top Step crash again? Oh, I guess some people are saying stuff. You said I have Google Fiber. Oh, if you got Google Fiber, it's not your internet whatsoever. Although I was reading some people were complaining like closer to the open, it gave them a lot of issues. I just opened it up like right now. But you said I think there's a gap below 6. Did that candle just teleport up? But you said you think there's a gap below 650? Yeah, I mean, there's. I want to say you're talking about Oh my god, my mouse, calm down. Sometimes my mouse goes a little crazy. Sorry about that. But so I think the gap you're talking about is this new week opening gap that we didn't fill in all of. I mean, that's a little further down, but. But Bakakenu says, "What's up, bro? How are you doing?" I'm good. How about you, Bakakenu? Glad to see her again. But you know, I wasn't paying attention. I'm pretty sure that this candle over here just teleported up. You said price low-key choppy. Not gonna lie, I wouldn't say it's low-key choppy. I'd say it's high-key choppy. Like if you look at all of this price action right here, there's a 1-minute fair value gap all the way up here. And, like, there's no 2-minute gap. There's no 3-minute gap. There's no 4-minute gap. There's no 5-minute gap. I feel like the way, like, one of the ways I look for choppy conditions, like, if we're not opening up gaps, like... And the other thing is, too, like, when I first sat down, I didn't have high hopes for today. Because, look at this hourly chart. We're just chop, 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 chop. I mean, maybe it's possible we start reacting off London, maybe going up. But you said that candle gave everyone in the market whiplash? Yeah, I was like explaining something. I feel like I looked to the left, I looked to the right, and I'm like, why is this candle all the way up here? You said price is crazy, yeah. This right here is one of the reasons though, like I feel like I've been saying for weeks, like I'm gonna be risk off this week. Like price action's a little wonky this week. And like this is I'm not taking this. But I can see some people taking this. Going break even at these relative equal highs. I wonder where do you put your stop in a trade like this though? Do you put your stop at this order block? Do you put your stop down here? I don't know. That's not something I'd take. You said, Tim, I need your help on NQ and TradingView. What should I search up for it? The next one I realized I'm using CFD. So CFD is more like Forex. So you want, you just search NQ, and then you'll see it'll say like E-mini Nasdaq 100 futures, and you always want to make sure, well, it always should be, but see it says CME, which stands for Chicago Mercantile Exchange. When you click on that one, and you know you found the right one, because if you look in the top left, it should say NQ1 with an exclamation point, then you can see that. But yeah, I mean, you're probably looking at like NAS 100, which you don't want to be looking at NAS 100 because, like, it's kind of hard to explain, but, like, the candles, the closes are sometimes slightly different on NAS 100. Gus says I went long here. Well, good luck, Gus. I hope it works out for you. It is flying up right now. I will give you that. ES is about to take out Asia highs. London's about to take out... I mean, NQ is about to take out London highs. You said, Tim, your call outs of the trades you don't take are like the 2017 Warriors. Yeah, I was thinking about that. I was like, yo, every trade I feel like I don't take, this guy's taking it and banking. I mean, I'm happy for you, bro. But you said listen to the market structure shift breakdown, turtle soup. I mean, I guess you're talking like this bullish market structure shift where we kind of came up and closed above this high. I guess, are you calling like London turtle soup maybe? You said, yeah, man, you'll read maybe 130. You're the GOAT. I appreciate that, Gus. So honestly, what I'm looking for right now is if we are able to open up a 5-minute gap right here and we pull back into it, I'd be looking to take a continuation long. Because I like how one ES left these relative equal highs up here with Asia. So I feel like that's a good target. There's even, I think there's literally equal highs. Yeah, there's literally equal highs as well. So that's a good bullish draw. Like NQ is getting close to London highs. You said London took Asia? I guess you're... I gotta remind myself. London took Asia. I mean, London took Asia on NQ, yeah. Oh, you said Asia lows. I mean, yeah, London took Asia lows on both. Honestly, though, if we can, like, pull back and open up this 5-minute gap and trade into it. That's one way to put it. But, honestly, yeah, we're going to open up this 5-minute gap in 1 minute, honestly. If we can trade into this 5-minute gap and give me a clear lower time frame inversion out of it, I would definitely take a long out of that. So we're going to open up this 5-minute gap in like 20 seconds. Honestly, I want to see a pullback into this 5-minute. You said I'm full porting a 50K account on your next trade. I love you, Tim. I wouldn't say go that crazy. I mean, like, I do still lose. Don't get me wrong. He said low gap. Yeah, honestly, I wish that we opened up this gap when we were closer to it. Because I feel like now, for us to actually trade back into this gap, we gotta come a little bit down. It's possible we might not even tap into this gap. You said, what's your Twitch? It's the same thing as my YouTube. It's just TimB272. You said, we will tap the gap for 10 a.m. Honestly, I could see that. And I'm like 99% sure there's no 10 a.m. Yeah, there's no 10 a.m. news today, yeah. So what even are the next draws? I mean, previous day high is pretty far away, to be honest. You said why the 272 and Tim B 272? Honestly, I feel like that was just a number I used to use when I was younger. I remember when I was really young, some of my friends used to like say, "Oh, my number's 252," and I wasn't creative, so I was like, "My number's 272," and I kind of kept saying it as I got older. I don't know. You know, I should have made my name NQ.Tim. No, I'm kidding. I feel like there's so many people that have their name as like NQ dot something or like something dot NQ. You said first 15 minutes of 10 a.m. we might consolidate. The next 15 minutes we might manipulate into the 15-minute. I could see that. I was checking the 15-minute to see if there's any gaps have formed yet, but we would have to wait like 15 minutes for that next gap to form. It's possible too, maybe. Nah. Honestly, I think it's more likely the 15 minutes can open up the way we're moving right now. He said, "Damn, dude, did Price teleport?" A little bit, honestly. So yeah, I'm pretty much just gonna wait for a 5 or 15-minute gap to open up, take a continuation. But while we're waiting here, I don't think I said this before. Alpha Futures is doing a crazy New Year's sale. So it's currently, it is 25%. I gotta give you guys the right number. I was just looking at this. Yes, it's 25% off all accounts if you use discount code TIMB272. So like the zero plan is usually like $99. That makes it like $75 all in for 50K. Yo, what are these comments coming to? You said Price looks like Donald Trump just made out with China's president? And the next one says, "Hey Timothy, wondering how many girlfriends you have." The answer is honestly -1. I have negative women. No, I mean honestly, I pretty much I'm locked in on the charts all day long. Like I'm scared to talk to women. The closest thing I have is my cat. If I'm being honest, I mean. But honestly though, one thing I do want to do coming into the New Year's, honestly, I do gotta start talking to girls more. You said, "How do you get negative, bro? It's been so long." You said they want you when you're up. He said, "Bro, you're handsome. You'll easily get one." I appreciate that advice. You're a smart dude too. Honestly, I feel like I try not to like toot my own horn a lot, but I will admit I feel like I'm a pretty cool guy when it comes down to it. I'm a pretty smart guy. I don't know. I have a lot going for me. Yeah, you guys are killing me. You said IFVG. So I'm waiting. Like I like to base all my trades off of 5 and 15-minute fair value gaps. So I want to see us pull back into either a 5 or a 15-minute gap, and then we create an IFVG. Because like I just don't like taking trades when we're too overextended, and I kind of like to define overextended in a mechanical way. So the way that I determine a pullback is us pulling back into a 5 or a 15-minute gap. So we did just tap into that 5-minute gap already, actually. So, You said, would you take a mech model to the unfilled 5-minute gaps? I mean, it's counter trend. Like today, I feel like I wouldn't, but in general, I do be taking mechs. That's definitely a setup I'm willing to take. Yo, he said, yeah, man, you're handsome, muscular, smart, hardworking, beautiful haircut. Have a humongous. Yo, I appreciate you, Legacy. Yo, you even got 6'7" in your name. I like you. But, he said, just ask her out and set risk management, aim for a 1 to 2 RR and fill her. Yo, I hope there's no girls watching this stream. They're gonna be disgusted watching this chat. Yeah. You said reversal off the sweep of, honestly, I mean, it could happen, but at this point, I'm leaning long, to be honest, at this point in time. Only because we came out, we swept out London lows first, we put in an SMT at London lows, and we're having very clear displacement away from it. You said, my dog ate my internet, ate all the kibble bits, had to play the Chrome dinosaur game? I don't even know what that means. You said, do you take mech models to where the bias aligns? I feel like I typically like to take my mech models to where the bias aligns. But if it's like ridiculously obvious, like let's say if we sweep out previous day high and like internally the structure is just like very clean, I kind of use discretion and sometimes I'll take counter trend. But I like to take my mechs with the trend. But I want to see, so I want us to open up this 2-minute gap right here. I feel like structurally this would be ideal. And then if we maybe close to this 2-minute gap right here. But I don't like the way this 1 minute's forming. You said, should we wait until we get equilibrium? Honestly, I don't always wait until we get equilibrium because I feel like there's certain days we're just trending so hard, it just never pulls back to equilibrium. Like it's ideal to get a pullback to equilibrium, but I feel like some days if you get a very clear reaction, I kind of won't wait for that. But you said, bro, how many girls actually watch trading streams? Honestly, I used to think the same thing, and I started like camping TikTok live, and I looked at my demographics, and I know it sounds really small, but before I started streaming on TikTok a lot, my demographic was like 9% women. And it's like 18% now. So technically my women viewership has actually doubled. But I still know 18% is like less than 1/5 of my viewership. And I feel like, I don't know. He said, just set a good strength and resistance so they'll be consolidated in you. So the legacy is right. Oh, so I gotta get, so honestly, so if we do close through this 2-minute gap, I'm probably gonna try a long, and my break even point would be this most recent internal high up here. And I feel like I would like ideally for this candle that's forming right now to invert it. Because I always say like the more time that goes on before we invert a gap, like the lower probability it is. But I also got to pay attention on the 5-minute. If we close through this 5-minute gap right here, I actually can't base a trade off it anymore. And I have to wait for this 5-minute gap to get tapped into. Yeah, okay. We still haven't opened up a 15-minute yet. We're not, it looks like we're not going to open up a 15-minute. So at this point, honestly, I'm waiting for a pullback into this unfilled 5-minute gap right here now. Only because we inverted this one up here. And like my trading plan just tells me I can't really base a trade off of an inverted gap. But you said, how is your dog eating your internet, bro? Got a robo AI dog. You said, I wouldn't chase girls, Tim. You gotta chase liquidity. She would break structure if she was serious. You said, I'm going to short off the reversal. Wish me luck. Right now, it looks like it's playing out pretty well. I mean, definitely, I'm wishing you luck. You said, try asking number. Honestly, yeah, I feel like this coming year, I think that's one of my bigger New Year's resolutions. I should probably actually talk to women. Because I'm not doing so well in that department right now. I was thinking about it, though. Like, let's say if further down the line, like, I mean, I'm making money right now, but it's not like I'm making crazy money. But I feel like it'll get to a point where, like, I'm going to have to worry about, like, is she a gold digger? And I feel like the longer I wait, the harder it's going to be to find that out, if that makes sense. He's like, I want to find a girl that likes me for me. You said, how old are you? I'm 26. So like, I know I'm not that old, but I'm definitely getting up there. You said using the hotspot on my phone? I guess, is your internet giving you problems? You said, are you religious, Tim? If you don't, I just go to church. Not really, to be honest, but I do know that's a good place to find women with good values, though. I will admit that. You said, is she a gold digger? I mean, yeah, it's a valid concern. You said, you old mate? A little bit. I don't really feel old, though. I feel like I still feel the same as when I was, like, 21. You said, bro looks young? Yeah, honestly, I feel like my whole family, we tend to look young, to be honest, though. Like, even my dad, like, my dad's, like, I should know my dad's age. My dad's, like, 70. And, people will ask him, like, oh, I can't believe you're that age. And he'll be like, yeah. Said about it as that. But Baka Kenu says, are you Christian? Honestly, not really. I have no problems with religion or anything, but me personally, I really haven't been able to believe in it. You said, just kidding, pal, looks young. I appreciate that. I feel like I'm not used to that. I be getting people calling me Unk, and I'm like, I've never had this happen before. Said, I thought you were like 20 to 23. Yeah. I feel like that's what I look like. You said, you're good, Timothy. Thank you, Legacy. You said you should try taking the glasses off. You know, honestly, I think it's because I'm used to them. But, like, when I take my glasses off, I feel like I look so weird. I mean, here, wait, can I? Yeah, this is what I look like without my glasses. Honestly, I don't know why. In my mind, I feel like I look like a serial killer. I don't know why. You said you went long? Nah, not yet. I'm waiting for... We're probably going to open up this 5-minute gap right here. If we close through the 5-minute gap, I'll go for a long. But I'm waiting for confirmation for this long still. You said you should try taking the glasses off. Maybe once. You said, Tim, I broke my 8 winning streak this morning on gold, but I ain't bothered because I did risk management properly. I think you mean you did risk management properly. Did not. But I mean, an 8-week win streak is honestly great, to be honest. Or 8-day, I mean, or 8 trade, whatever it is. You said that's good though, you'll age well. That's what I'm hoping. You said, I was in Taco Bell one evening and some group of kids were talking about, I overheard them saying, whose dad is that? You said, on my lord, bro is so fine. D1 glazing right now. Prince says you don't. Yeah. You said, nah, if I was a girl, I'd hit on you. You said, man, you were like a solid 7 without the glasses. I guess so. Should I keep the glasses on? I feel like 7's not that good. He said, I mean, I did risk management properly. That's the longest streak I've ever had. If it's the longest streak you've ever had, congratulations, bro. And, like, honestly, you just finished glazing me, so I'll glaze you for a second. Like, no homo vised. Like, honestly, like, from the people talking in my chat, you really seem like one of the most competent people. Like, you've talked about how you've entered trades. You agree with the same logic as me. I feel like you've given me input where I'm like, you know what? Like, he reminds me at, like, 10 a.m. open and stuff. Like, Honestly, you honestly seem like a great trader, Vizid. No, I'm not. I'm not. I got no problem with the people that are, but I'm not. Legacy. He said, thanks, bro. Made my day. Of course, Vizid. You said, would you trade a 1 minute inversion to the unfilled 5 above? If I got clear enough structure, I mean, like, yeah. But the only thing is, I'd be afraid that we might open up another unfilled 5-minute gap, which might, like, mess it up. We might just start moving bearish here, to be honest, honestly. He said 50%. Yeah, we hit 50% of the gap. We're actually kind of dumb. He said, bro, I'm almost at my take profit. Love to hear it. You said no entry for me, but I was bearish after the sweep of the highs. Yeah, honestly, at that point in time, I wasn't that bearish, but like, honestly, it's kind of like search and destroy conditions. Like, I feel like it was kind of, I could kind of see it coming when we were chopping this hard, right? Like before market open, because I didn't like we came down here, swept out London, reacted off of it, right? Now we swept out the highs up here. Now we're reacting off those and coming back down. Like it's not ideal conditions. Pretty choppy. Like just search and destroy conditions. Gus Manning says, "What's up, Tim?" Nothing much. Weren't you here before, Gus? I guess you took a break. He said whoever was in short eating. Yeah, bro, these shorts are working out crazy right now. You said wanted a 1 minute FVG off the breaker, but yeah, we might be seeking liquidity before it real moves. You said market was up because Trump. I think Putin. You said you don't remember me from the TikTok chat. Honestly, I talked to a lot of people on TikTok, but I thought, weren't you here earlier this morning? Yeah, you were. Yeah, you were here at like 9:55. Yeah, you asked me. Well, oh yeah, you were the guy that switched over to the Twitch. I thought. You said, do you think it's crazy for him to close the weekly gap? Oh, honestly, no, not really. I could see that the volume imbalance I assume you're talking about, like over here. I could see that getting filled in. Maybe not like today, but oh, yo, I remember you said yeah. I'll also play with you on Chart Champs. Oh, yo, I definitely remember you. Faiz said it says one viewer on Twitch. Am I the only viewer? I think you might be. I think there was someone that came in there with you, but I think he went back to YouTube. But I got like 20 people on YouTube, I think now. I mean, you're basically here though. The chat carries over between. But he said, bro, let's go. I'm actually seeing consistent results from sticking with my strategy. This is so exciting. I'm happy to hear that, bro. Honestly, that's what I love to hear. He said, show your top step trading. I mean, I feel like I show my top step P&L calendar all day long. But I mean, if you really want to see it, I can bring it back up. Oh, did I sign out of Top Step? So I have 5 accounts. So the first two, I kind of added later. So they're only up like 1.5. And then, so these are the first 2. And then the last 3 are up 2.1 for the month. But I mean, I haven't been trading the last week, and this week I won't be trading on these. just because I think like these are wonky conditions. But I got my alpha futures accounts too. I mean, since I'm here, why not? Oh wait, this is top stuff. I pulled it up twice. But I have 3 accounts at alpha too. He said, guys, follow TimB272 on Twitch so we can get more viewers. Honestly, me personally, if you were to ask me where I'd prefer you guys to watch, I guess I would prefer YouTube. But I mean, you're welcome to watch wherever you want. Like, if you want to watch on Twitch, you're good. But you said, Timothy, I need another dopamine trade soon. I mean, honestly, I don't think you should do any more dopamine trades. Aren't you up on the day? I mean, if you're gonna do something regardless, I mean, I could see like maybe a short, like if you wait for confirmation on some shorts, maybe. But you said I love Twitch because I can listen to my phone closed. That is pretty clutch, honestly. I said love hearing your voice. No, You said I'm up 450 because of PM yesterday. Honestly, Gus, if I were you, like my honest advice to you is just like end the year off here. Like year up. Like carry over that like winning momentum into the next year. Cause like I mean like yeah, I might be winning right now, but I keep saying like these are like lower probability conditions. Like me personally, I'm more comfortable calling price like once we get into like the meat of the next year, to be honest. You said, oh yeah, Tim, did your trade hit TP yesterday? I got out of break even. I got out of break even too. It was chopping for so long, and then we put in an SNT, and then I was like, I'm just out. You said you think normal PA next week? I mean, honestly, yeah, I think next week will be normal. You said you're going to take a trade today, maybe, though? I mean, I might maybe take a trade, but I mean, this week I have been trading. These are just like evaluation accounts. So like, even if I do blow this account, like I'm losing 0 sleep over it. Like these aren't my funded accounts I'm trading. You said I'm low-key short biased if you look at the 15-minute. I mean, yeah. Because honestly, one of the main reasons I was bullish before was I was looking at how he swept out London and reacted so strongly off of it. But the thing is, if we're not going to continue with that reaction, like, I can't really be long. And on top of that, like, I feel like on the 4 hour, for example, we do have bearish structure on the 4 hour now. You said, do you copy trade any accounts normally? Yeah, so in normal conditions, I've recently moved to copy trading 5 Top Step Express funded accounts. Before that, I was typically doing like 3. I trade like 50Ks. But yeah, I used to do 3. I recently moved to 5 at once. Said for real, it was so good before. Yeah, it really was. I feel like it's the same thing as Monday, where I feel like there was one moment in time where I'm like, price action might be cleaning up right now. And then I was like, no, it's not. You said, so no alpha accounts. So I recently got approved for 3 accounts at Alpha Futures. I can show you that. I mean, they're all 50Ks again. They're the 0 qualified accounts. But when I got approved for them, I figured I'd just wait until the new year. I could open them up real quick. Because I think I got approved for them. I full ported CPI. But I think you should be able to see it. So this is Alpha Futures. So I have 3 0 qualified accounts. The only thing is, though, I haven't taken any trades on them. So I have 8 50K funded accounts. You said classics McDonald's December price action. Honestly, though, I feel like I was talking about last year. I feel like December last year wasn't that bad. But this year, December is not that good. You said divergence at the bottom. I mean, yeah, there probably is like yeah, it's from here to here, or I know there's divergence somewhere at the bottom, the 1 minute. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. But honestly, I just feel like we're moving so bearish. I try not to pay too much attention to divergences in the opposite direction of my bias, but it could play out. It could hold. I don't know. You said I have to counter on December. Oh yeah, I mean, yeah. Honestly, I mean, I was doing good too in the first couple weeks of December. I just feel like it's the last couple weeks of December that aren't good. I guess like last week I think was pretty ass, and this week is definitely ass. But I feel like aside from that, I guess December was clean. Like honestly, those first 2 weeks of December, I was banking. You said first 2 weeks was fire. Yeah, I feel like the first 2 weeks was fire. I feel like that middle week was mid, and then once it hit Christmas week, price action was cooked. You said I might go long here. As long as this SMT holds, I mean, you could maybe wait for a strong candle close, maybe. Honestly, this SMT is starting to hold. You said, what could a divergence like that do to cause it to rise again? I mean, it's just about how many orders are sitting there. Like, if this is an area we're actually going to react off of, there's no way for you to really know. I feel like the way I typically know is like once I see a divergence occur, like if we start trading away from the divergence sharply, at that point I'll think, oh, it's kind of confirmed. You said going long, not gonna lie, kind of feels like a tossed up because ES went down, except we get good displacement. And we did just have a pretty strong candle close over here, to be honest. You said SMT holding for. Oh yeah, the SMT could hold. We could eventually get like a retracement for shorts, but right now I think we might get a little bit of bullish price action. All right, maybe it's a pullback. We did just pull back into multiple 5 minute gaps, or just one 5 minute gap, I should say. Honestly, I wonder if I should look for a short. It's kind of hitting me. Maybe I want to look for a short right now. No, I can't. If there's not a 1 minute gap, I can't take this short, really, actually. Because I'm not taking a 30-second. You said take any entries today? Nah, I haven't taken any trades today. Nothing really stood out to me, to be honest. It's so long, wasn't the play? Yeah, maybe not, to be honest. Especially if we close through this gap over here, I think the long's definitely not going to play out, to be honest. Yeah, that's not the best sign. But I mean, you never know. Said price went up just to go down. I mean, yeah, we're basically in search and destroy conditions to a point. You said BTC prepares. I'm not too sure about that. But you said, when are you going to take a trade next? I mean, honestly, if I were to guess, I mean, like, yeah, I'm not taking this 30 second. If I had to guess, Since I'm on eval, should I try? No, I shouldn't try this. We're in shit price action. Targeting SMT low. No, I don't like this. But I'll definitely be back into trading full force January 5th. Cause that'll be like the first full week of like January. I mean, I'll also be live this Friday though, but on Friday I'll be trading evaluations again, kind of risk off. You said, okay, I went short. Can you show me a good TP and stop loss? Yeah, I got you. Because this trade's actually not too bad, to be honest. I would put my stop loss up at this high up here. Um, Honestly, I might just go for a 1-to-1 because, like, I remember before I was talking about how price is kind of choppy. So, like, I feel like we're not really displacing too hard. Like, I know we're displacing down, but I just don't trust it. And there's all these, like, stacked lows down here, which I think are honestly going to get ran. Yeah, and honestly, so if I was you and I was in this trade, when we take out this low over here, I would go break even, but I'd wait until that low gets taken to go break even. So I risked a grand. I hope it plays out for you, bro. I honestly, I think this is an acceptable trade though. I hope it plays out. So I'm hoping that there's this high over here we just swept. I'm looking to see like this high gets swept and just have an immediate reaction off of that. Yeah, just exactly like that is what I want to see. You said I'm a little scared of 25, 6, 7, 2, 5. Honestly, I mean, if I were you, I would sell before then, to be honest. If I were you, I would just sell at 1-to-1, to be honest. You said I'm short 5 MNQ micros at 25, 700. Pretty much similar trade. He said, bro, at 6, 7 and chuckle. Yeah, I got problems. Okay, cool. I was getting sussed out because we swept at that high and didn't react off of it. So hopefully we can actually follow through right now. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Said apparently Nasdaq wants to go up and S&P wants to go down. Honestly, I feel like especially this month, I feel like they've been like decorrelated. You said where should my take profit be? I mean, I would just sell it a 1-to-1, which is pretty much like just 25 points from the entry, which is like 25 6 7 2.25. You said for some reason the Discord won't let me react with a green check mark. Any reason why? I guess you're talking about the verify page where you have to like react with a green check mark to get in. Honestly, I'm not too sure, but I can look into that when I get off stream. Yeah, interesting. Honestly, I've never heard it. I've never had anyone say that before, but I'll definitely look into it and try to get it fixed when I end stream. Said, okay, thanks. Really want to join? Well, I'm glad you really want to join. And out of curiosity, does it give you a message? Like, does it just not go through? Or does it give you some message saying, like, you can't react or you need some permission or something? Is that you just figured it out? Are you tech by day 3? You said you think NQ is going to go long or short? Oh, well, I'm glad you made it in. But, honestly, I'm leaning short for NQ. I wouldn't really say I'm too confident in anything, to be honest, because one, it's like the end of December, which I think is low probability conditions. Two, I think we're very choppy right now, and I don't like trading chop. But, I know there's some people in my chat that I feel like are in this, so I just kind of have it marked out. It's an okay trade. I mean, it's not... I'm not willing to take it, really, but it's a decent trade. It's definitely not the worst. I've definitely seen a lot worse. He said I closed Discord and opened it back up and it worked? Okay. Well, thank you for letting me know. I guess if someone else has the same problem, I'll tell them to do that. Should I buy the no activation fee or standard top step? Honestly, I always recommend the no activation fee because I feel like if you do the math for how much you're paying, I feel like it makes no sense because you know the what do you call it? The activation fee. Wait, I wouldn't be break even just yet, but I'd be getting ready to go break even. Is NQ not going to take this low? 3 ES, I mean. But essentially, though, so the activation fee at Top Step is $129. So you could pay less than the activation fee and get an account all in. And the amount of money you save per evaluation, like with the activation fee route, is like $30. So like you have to fail like 5 evaluations for it to make sense. If that makes sense. Because it's like the activation fee, $129, or you can pay $90 all in, like no activation fee. You said, can you call out when you're going to go break even? Yeah, I got you. You said it's accumulating too much, it's going to explode. I don't know. We'll see. At least I like there's equal lows over here. Hopefully those will get swept. There's equal highs up here, though. Now it's coming for the equal lows. You said not in a trade RN because I don't see anything. Yeah, honestly, me personally, I'm not really seeing anything. Okay, I'd be break even right there. Yeah, so what was it, Gus? Yeah, Gus, go break even there. You said, do you have a limit for no activation fee? Like, how much can I lose before I close the account? It depends on which account size. If you go to their website, they make it pretty clear. But I know like for the 50K account, they let you lose $2,000 end of day trailing drawdown, and then for the 100K, they let you use 3K, and then for the 150K, they let you lose 4.5K. He said, I mean, we got a nice rejection though. That's all. Yeah, I feel like we had that nice rejection off London lows earlier on in the session, and then once we swept out the other set of highs and reacted strongly off those, I was like, nah, we're in search and destroy conditions. Said it's a lot of accumulation, but we still don't know their intent. He said, so if I lost 2K, I gotta pay for another no activation fee account. Yeah, it's pretty much like you pay the $89, you pass or fail, and then if you fail, you just pay another $89 to get a fresh evaluation. He said I got stopped out, I might re-enter. Honestly, I don't recommend re-entering. I really don't recommend re-entering. This is not high probability conditions. And honestly, now that we're putting in an SNT, I can't even say I'm as confident in shorts, to be honest. Like, I really wouldn't recommend re-entering. Yeah, even Visad's saying don't re-enter. Yeah, I really don't recommend that. You said I'm a sub to you, gave me the info that I've been looking for. I'm glad to hear that, bro. Thank you for the sub. I always love helping people. Dodgy. What trade did Dodgy take? He took a 10 a.m. reversal? Ah, oh, Dodgy. He said, I usually use TradingView with brokers like Webull, OKS, Coinbase. Yeah, honestly, if you do want to keep trading on TradingView, by the way, like the prop firm I promote, Alpha Futures, you can actually select Tradeovate, which like you can see right here. You can log into a Tradeovate account and just trade it directly on TradingView and set like limits and everything. Like I'm sure you're familiar with it. But if you do want to buy an account with Alpha Futures, they are currently doing a discount, which is 25% off all evaluations for the rest of the year. So you could get pretty much something similar to Top Step's offering for the 50K for a little cheaper. It's normally $99 before discount, but after the discount it makes it like 75. So you save like $15 compared to Top Step. But the sale will end after New Year's. He said, I'm not going over one MNQ this month. If I could go a half a contract, I would. Yeah, the other day someone came in my chat and they were like, if I want to risk more than Gus, dude, Gus, you just, oh my God. I've never had someone send me a tip like that. I really appreciate that, Gus. Damn. Let me get some W's in the chat for Gus, bro. Gus just sent me $50. Wow, thank you so much, Gus, honestly. Damn, Gus, my first ever big tip. He said, yeah, man, of course. Damn, I don't even know how to react to this. But I mean, thank you again, Gus. Seriously. He said, I don't like the drawdown with Top Step. I feel like it's similar to most other prop firms, to be honest. You said, so do you think I should do Top Step or Alpha Futures? Honestly, I think Alpha Futures. I always talk about how they're run by a really good team of individuals. And they have like an actual trading floor in London. So if you do well at Alpha Futures, that you have the potential to get moved to like a legit trading floor. So not many prop firms offer that. I like the team of people running Alpha Futures as well. Like I don't know if you're familiar with them, but they also run Alpha Capital Group, which is like a different CFD Forex style prop firm. They have something called ACG Markets, which is a regulated broker in the UK. And there's people with their like actual financial licenses running this prop firm. So like if they were doing shady business though, they'd ruin their reputation. They'd get their licenses taken away. They could potentially face legal ramifications because they're licensed and they're doing negative things. Like I could go on and on why I love Alpha, to be honest. Said next eval on Gus. You said, is your goal to move to the floor? Honestly, I'm not too sure, to be honest. Like, one of the reasons I love trading so much is because of the freedom it gives me. And I feel like if I was stuck on a trading floor, I really wouldn't have the same freedom. But they do talk about like when you read through their FAQ on their website, they talk about like you can get visits. Like it's one of the things too. So honestly, I would love to trade like on my own, but occasionally like visit the trading floor and like see the experience. And honestly, right now, even if we do get some stuff that plays out to the short direction, I'm not confident in anything right now. We're chopping so bad. Like it's also the morning before FOMC, so it's like not only is it it's the morning before FOMC, but it's also right before the end of the year. So I feel like all this just makes it lower probability conditions. But like you said, what's a trading floor? Is that like where quant trader? It's pretty much like if you get good enough at trading at a prop firm, like I know prop firms now are not like the way they traditionally used to work, but back in the old days, the way that prop firms used to work was if you proved to them that you could trade well enough, like they would provide you actual money that was theirs. So it's like I don't know exactly the specifics, but what I imagine in my head is like you keep trading your live account, and they're like, you know what? You'll keep trading this live account, but we're gonna add even more money to this live account, and you're gonna manage it for both of us, and we'll agree on some form of profit split. So it's essentially like prop trading. You trade like simulated fake money, but when you get to an actual trading floor, like an actual company, you sign like a contract with them, and they're like, okay, you're like literally trading our money, and we have a profit split. You said, so is TradingView not a good platform to trade on? Um, I can use Alpha. Yeah, I mean, I think TradingView is a great platform to trade on. I think, I mean, I've been trading on TradingView only for like years, and I don't recommend any other trading platform, to be honest, to chart on at least. But you said, and yeah, you can use Alpha Futures on TradingView. When they ask you what platform you trade on, you just gotta select one of the options says Tradeivate slash Ninja Trader. If you select that one, that login you can use to log into Tradeivate. You said, do you think copy trading 5 accounts gives you better risk management? I feel like it gives me the opportunity to have better risk management, but the way I use it, it's kind of the same thing. It's more just like instead of having one 50K account and having like 2K of drawdown, I just have like 10K of drawdown total, if that makes sense. But I don't know why. I feel like it's more mentally comfortable for me to stay on 50Ks because I feel like I know the drawdown, I know how much I risk per trade. Like obviously I got to scale up, but I feel like I'm just comfortable on 50Ks, and adding more 50Ks is just easier for me mentally compared to buying like 100Ks and 150Ks. And the 50Ks are easiest to pass. You said how many accounts can I have with Alpha? So the max accounts you can have at Alpha is 3 accounts, which is one of the things I wish they would improve, to be honest. I feel like one day they're going to change it, but it might take a while. Yeah, the max is 3, yeah. Yeah, they always advertise you can have up to like 450K in funded accounts, but it's like when you limit me at 3, you're forcing me to trade the 150Ks. And the zero plan doesn't actually let you trade 150Ks. The zero plan is only 50K and 100K. I think the zero plan is the best offering overall. You said, bro, the video was paused. Can you answer my question again? Yeah, I got you. Oh, it was just, I mean, I guess, so you're asking about, how many accounts you can trade with the Alpha? It's just 3 accounts at Alpha you can trade with. And the only thing I was saying before was like, they advertise like, oh, you can get up to 450K in funding, but they limit you 3 accounts. And then on the zero plan, which I think the zero plan is the best offering, you can only get the 50K and the 100K, but not the 150K. I wonder, out of curiosity, I wonder if that thing would have hit. Not like it matters at all. Where was this 30-second I was looking at? Oh, the 30-second was like here. Damn. This thing would have edged the take profit and went break even. Yeah, this is why I hate December price action. You said, so what's your top prop you like, bro? Overall, I like Alpha Futures the most, honestly. I don't know if you were listening before, but I was going on a rant how I have like an actual trading floor, they're run by a great team of people. And if you do want to check out Alpha Futures, to be honest, I do have a discount code, which is code TIMB272. It will currently get you 25% off all valuations. They have like a New Year's sale going on right now. So until like the end of the year, it's 25% off all valuations. You just gotta use my discount code, which is code TIMB272. But me personally, I love like the zero plan they call it, which has no activation fee. So it's $99 for the 50K before any discount. So the discount will bring it down to like $75 all in for a 50K. You said Alpha Futures doesn't allow scalping. I mean, I want to say their rule is you can't trade longer than you can't have a pattern of holding trades for less than 2 minutes and less than 10 ticks. So honestly, like I mean, I don't think you should be taking trades that you're closing at less than 10 ticks and less than 2 minutes. I mean, like I know a lot of people say, oh, you can't scalp there, but like I feel like they give you a reasonable leeway in my opinion. You said long on gold right now. I mean, gold did take out all these lows. I hope it plays out for you, Gus. I hope you make back the money you just gave me. You said Alpha Futures rules are reasonable. I personally think they're reasonable. I mean, in comparison to Top Step, I feel like at Top Step you can do anything and they'll just pay you out. Like as long as you have 5 winning days, like Top Step will like you can full port news and they're like, yeah, it's fine. Like you said IFVG. I mean, we might get on what time? Like the 5 minute time frame or me personally, I don't really see any clear inversions right now. You said 2 minute. Oh, I mean, me personally, I just don't like how we already took out like this internal high up here. I just feel like me personally, I couldn't really find a good break even point in this trade. Like, I mean, technically, yeah, you could go break even like up here. It's just not something that really fits my plan. But we are putting in SMTs the lows. I think there's unfilled 5 minute gaps above. Oh, well, this is not unfilled. There's an unfilled up here. You said buy retest? You said, bro, what happened to the background sound? Is it too quiet? Or does it sound funny? But you said buy retest? I mean, if it fits your trading plan, you could. Me personally, I don't even, honestly, I don't think I'm taking any trades for the rest of the day, to be honest. I'm just kind of sitting here chilling for the next couple minutes. Because I always call it at like 11:10 if I can't find anything. I'll probably call it at 11 today, to be honest. But you said I low-key enjoyed the background sound. The background sound's off? You know, I see what you're talking about, actually. And I don't get why. It should be working now. You said music to my ears. Yeah, I guess for some reason I thought it was working before. Was it working before and then it stopped? Or it just didn't work all stream? Oh, you said, yeah, it stopped. It was working before. I guess I gotta pay attention to that. I clicked this button to like restart capture. Because I have like, in my streaming software, it kind of captures like all the audio from my computer. You know, speaking of that though, you know, since it captures all the audio from my computer, I'm always scared I'm gonna open something by accident that like I shouldn't open. And there's gonna be like someone yelling or someone saying like words they shouldn't say on YouTube. And I'm like, no. It's a good displacement so far. Honestly, yeah, I low-key wasn't expecting this type of displacement. I feel like we're so range-bound, though. Like, I feel like from the open, right? Like, what did we do at the open? We kind of came up, swept these highs. We came down, swept these lows. We came up, swept these highs. We came down. We put it in SMT and ES, swept out these lows. Now we're coming back up. It's like, holy ping pong. You said 2 5-minute FEGs. Yeah, that's the thing I was looking at before that I didn't like. Like, honestly, if I were to try to take a long, like, I don't like, there's one 5-minute gap up here. There's one 5-minute gap over here. And there's another 5-minute gap over here. So I just hate, like, it's like if we invert these two, this third one could still hold. You said I'm 350 and I out here. Not bad. I feel like it's always a good idea to, like, if you're in some profit, kind of close out that, like, profit and just keep that momentum going into the new year. I feel like momentum is, like, really, like, an underestimated thing. Like, I know, like, momentum's not going to do everything for you. But me, personally, I like having a feeling like I have momentum. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I don't even know why I'm still staring at this. Because, I mean, honestly, I can't see myself finding any more trades. Like, maybe we open up, like, this 5-minute gap at 11. We kind of come back down into it and give a reaction out of it. But, honestly, it's not even something I don't think I want to wait for that, to be honest. But I will give my full recap of the whole day. I know, even though I didn't take any trades, I'll still kind of break down my logic behind today. So coming into the session, I'm pretty sure I said I was confused on my bias, but I was leaning bearish. I'm pretty sure that's what I said. But like, so on the daily time frame, I've been eyeing. We actually didn't fill in all of this new week opening gap. So there's still a small portion that's filled in. And I feel like now that we're reacting down, to be honest, I could see us coming in to fill that in. Like, even if we are going to continue bullish, I could just see the rest of that getting filled. The 4 hour, I feel like I would have been more likely to look for longs if we were delivering from some like 4 hour gap or something like that, but there just isn't any 4 or 1 hour gap we're really delivering from. So this is essentially bearish structure to me, especially since we kind of put in this low over here. We broke below it, and we even like retested it. We almost came up to retest it, and we're rejecting down. So I just feel like this is bearish structure. It's a little more obvious in the 1 hour. But yeah, again, we're not delivering from any gap. So I was personally leaning toward being bearish. So at the open, I saw that we came down and we actually took out London lows. So this actually made me temporarily lean bullish. So you can see like these are London lows right here. So ES actually never took out London lows. So there was an SMT at London lows, and we displaced very strongly away from them. Like, if you see, right, like, this is the open right here. You can see none of these candle bodies are even closing through the London lows. They're just keep wicking below them and reacting up. So at this point, I honestly was looking for longs, like, once we retraded into a 5 or a 15-minute gap. But, yeah, after we traded into that 5 or 15-minute gap, I really couldn't find any long out of there. We kind of just kept continuing down. And then, yeah, I mean, we inverted this 5-minute gap. I want to see this one get hit, maybe. Get a trade out of there. I couldn't get anything out of that. I actually was considering taking a short once we kind of got down here. So we opened up this 5-minute gap over here. We retraded back into it and gave a pretty clear reaction out of it. So, we gave a really good close, to be honest. So if I did take this, I would have put my stop loss up at this high up here. I would have just targeted a 1-to-1 risk to reward. So, the 30-second was the highest time frame gap in this leg. That's why I paid attention to it. And the thing is, normally, I typically like to go break even at the most recent internal high or low. But I was looking, and I was thinking to myself, you know what? There's all these stacked lows down here. I honestly waited to go break even until we took out this low over here. But, so the thing that actually ended up happening was, ES actually ended up taking out that same low, and we put it in SMT, and I really didn't want to see that SMT hold. So that's the point at which I would have gone break even. So that trade would have just stopped me at break even. And you can see, I mean, the trade never even would have hit. So even if I did wait longer to go break even, it still would have stopped me at break even regardless. But let's say like W risk management, W lack of executions, right? Because if anything, like I was talking about, like, why is today not high probability conditions? One, it's the morning before FOMC. I feel like the market tends to wait for that FOMC data to come out to determine like an actual trend, right? So that's one reason it makes it lower probability conditions. Another reason is because it's the end of the year. We're getting very close to the end of the year. Like historically, like the last week of December, the first week of like the beginning of January, like there's lack of liquidity. So just knowing all these things, it's not a day I'm trying to really risk on. And at this point here, like I was talking about before, I really could be looking for a continuation long, but I'm really not too confident in any continuation longs. Like we're not delivering from anything significant. But yeah. You said, so for my first payout, I would have to make 150 plus for 5 days, or can it be less than 100? Nah, Top Step requires you to have the 5 winning days of 150 or more, but Top Step really doesn't have too many rules. Like some other firms have like consistency rules. They have all these different rules, but the 5 150 days really isn't that bad. You said you think January price action would be better. I've never traded it, so I'm wondering. I think January price action is going to start cleaning up January 5th, which is that first full week of January, especially since there's tons of economic news. Even if there's not volume and volatility, I think the news will bring it in. But if not, definitely like 1,000,000% January 12th, we are 100% back in full action. But if anything, I think January 5th, we're going to start seeing good price action. But You said, damn, bro, you're getting off. Yeah, I usually get off at around 11, 10. But I mean, if you want to keep hanging out with me, I'm always live at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I just won't be live tomorrow for New Year's Eve. I won't be live New Year's Day, but I'll be that Friday I'll be live, and then after that I go back to my regular schedule. It's 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time every day, Monday through Friday. Said closed out at 500. Nice stuff. And he said, Timmy, I just made the best trade. I just made 1.2. Love to hear it, Gus. I'm happy for you. You deserve it, bro. But yeah, I am probably gonna wrap it up here. But if you guys are looking for a prop firm to trade with, my favorite prop firm is Alpha Futures. They are currently running a discount. It's 25% off all evaluations until the end of the year. So if you use my discount code, which is code TIMB272, you can take advantage of that. Like the zero plan is the one I was recommending. It's got no activation fee. It typically is $99, but that'll bring it down to like 75 bucks all in with no activation fee. I think it's an amazing option. And also, I do have a free Discord. So if you guys are not in there, join the free Discord. It's in that pinned comment. It's also linked to my profile. But I do appreciate every single one of you guys stopping by. I hope you guys have a good New Year's. I'm wishing you guys all happiness and success into this coming year ahead. Thank you once again for sending that. Who is it? How did I forget? Yeah, it was Gus Manning. Yeah, I appreciate you sending that one more time, Gus Manning. And yeah, peace out, guys.